Hi class, how are you? Today we're going to talk a little bit about maps, about scale and about physical and human features on a map. So you'll probably remember this from class, or you should remember it from class. I've made you a handout, a worksheet, and I'll give this to you in class in the week. So it's just a refresher. A map, maps. This is the rhyme that we were singing in class. A map is really just a picture of the ground, and it helps you to find out where you are. And the top of the map is always north. Remember last lesson we looked at the compass, and I was teaching about north, south, east and west. Never eat shredded wheat. Naughty elephant spurt water. So north, east, south and west. And the top of the map is always north, and the bottom of the map is always south. Remember this a little bit by thinking about the North Pole and the South Pole. So a map really just shows you where things are, okay, and the top of the map is north, always. Now, maps are really useful, and there's 4 main reasons why they help us. The first one is that they help us to find where something is. They help us to find where something is. The second reason is that they help us to plan a route. A route. R-O-U-T-E. A route. And you'll remember that in class I walked from the teacher's desk to one of the students' desks. Okay, so maybe I walked from my desk to Tico's desk. And I went different ways. I went straight, and then sometimes I went down, and then I turned left and right and straight ahead. So the direction, the way I got from A, from the teacher's desk, to the student's desk at B was by taking a different route. Okay? There are 4 ways in which maps help us, remember. The first one is that they help us to find out where something is. And the second reason is that they help us to plan a route. The third reason that they help us, the reason why they are useful, is that they help us to find out how far away something is. So I drew a map on the board and I asked you, how far away is the rubbish bin? Is it near or far? Is it near the teacher's board, or is it far away? How far away is the door? How far away is the desk? So I hope that this will remind you about that. And the fourth reason is that they help us to see how we use the land. How we use the land. So if you have a map of a classroom, you can see that there is a door, that it's inside a building, that there is a teacher's board, a rubbish bin, a teacher's desk and student desks. And if you look at this picture, then you think, it's a classroom. And what happens in the classroom? We learn geography, or we learn lessons. It's a school. So by looking at the map, it can help you to understand what the land is used for. So that's the fourth reason. I drew a map of our classroom. Here it is, and you'll have this on your worksheet. And you can see here is north and here is the south. And the bit in green, the arrow that you can see, that's my route. Okay, so I hope that will help you to remember. Now, a route, remember, is just the path that we take to get from point A to point B. It's the way that we go. Maps are always viewed from above. So it's as if we are looking down. So if I was looking down on myself now, I would see the top of my head. I would only see this bit. So maps are always drawn from above. And we call this sometimes a bird's eye view. Bird's eye view. If a bird is flying over the top of us, and it's exactly what a bird would see if it's looking down. And I've drawn a picture of a bird on your sheet here to help you remember. So a bird and a bird's eye here. Okay, so I hope that will help you to remember. We also talked about the scale of a map. Scale. S-C-A-L-E. Scale. The scale of a map. And a scale really just tells us how big something is or how small it is. Because obviously, like, we can't draw the map exactly the same size as the world or our classroom, because if we drew the map the same size as our classroom, then we couldn't put it in our pocket and it wouldn't be very useful or helpful to us, because it would be the same size as the classroom. So we need to draw our picture much smaller than the real thing, because if we drew a picture of the world, it would be the same size as the world, and then it would be no use to anybody. Okay, so the scale on the map tells you how big things are. We cannot draw a picture or map of the classroom or the world because it would be the same size as the real thing. If we did, the map would be too big to be useful. So we need to draw things smaller, and the scale tells you how much smaller the picture is than the real thing. So sometimes we'll see things like this. Like here, 1 to 10,000, 1 to 10,000. And what this really just means is that 1 centimeter on the map is the same, or is equal, is equivalent to, so 1 centimeter on the map is the same as 10,000 centimeters on the ground, on the real thing. So it's just an easy way, it just tells us how much smaller the picture is than the real thing. Okay, so the other thing that we learnt in class was about features. Features. So if I look at my face, the main things on my face, the features would be my nose, my mouth, my eyes, my eyebrows, my glasses. These are features. Features. And in geography we have two kinds of features. One of them is physical features and the other one is human features. Physical features are really just the things that are made naturally. So nature has made them. For example, the woods, river, trees, hills, mountains, woodland. These are made naturally. Nature has made them. So these are physical features. Physical features. The human things, the human features, are things which are made by people. By people. So a house is made by people, a factory, buildings, roads, playground, school, church, supermarket, a bridge, electricity pylons. So these are human features. And you had an activity in class to help you to understand the difference between these. So I hope that you understand those now. And on a map, especially in Britain, when you look at a map, you'll see some different features, some different symbols. So we have roads, we have churches with towers, P for post office, car park, public telephone, campsite, lots of different things. Lots of different things. So I want you to have a look through those, and we'll talk about them a little bit more in the class. Alright then, speak to you later. Bye bye.